Now at 9, the Trump administration celebrates Veterans Day. See how this impacts the holiday.
Next, the UK is denying intel about criminals in the Caribbean. Learn what this means for American security.
Then, a top Border Patrol official is set to leave Chicago early. See the response from the residents of the city.
And a measles outbreak has started in Canada. Learn how to stay protected.
I'm tracking the return of warmer temperatures. NewsLink Indiana starts right now.
Local news about local people, live from Ball State Unified Media. You're watching NewsLink Indiana.
Good evening and thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Cameron No.
And I'm Noah Lida.
Today is Veterans Day, a time when the U.S. honors all the men and women who have served in the armed forces. It was first commemorated after the end of the First World War and has been a federal holiday since 1954. President Donald Trump spoke about the importance of the day during an event at Arlington National Cemetery.
Today we remember with overwhelming gratitude the more than 1 million American service members who have made the supreme sacrifice and laid down their lives for the good old USA. Generation after generation, America's warriors have left behind the comforts of home and family to face violence, evil, and death, so that our families could know joy, goodness, and peace. We honor them so strongly. Our heroes have lived through unthinkable nightmares so we could live the American dream, and the American dream is coming back again, stronger than ever before.
Many government offices are closed today, although some were already closed by the government shutdown. The Federal Reserve and most banks are also not open due to the federal holiday.
The United Kingdom has stopped sharing intelligence with the U.S. about suspected drug trafficking vessels in the Caribbean. Sources tell CNN the UK doesn't want to be complicit in U.S. military boat strikes that have killed 76 people and believes the air attacks are illegal. For the UK, it's a substantial break from its closest ally and intelligence sharing partner. It underscores growing skepticism over the legality of the Trump administration's military campaign around Latin America. The UK controls multiple territories in the Caribbean where it keeps intelligence assets. For years, it has helped the U.S. find vessels suspected of transporting drugs. The U.S. Coast Guard would then stop and board the ships, detain the crew, and seize the drugs.
The top Border Patrol official of the Trump administration's immigration crackdown is set to leave Chicago as early as this week. It comes as they eye other locations to ramp up arrests. Gregory Bovino has become the face of President Donald Trump's effort to surge federal law enforcement into blue states and cities. They are currently in Chicago, where aggressive clashes with protesters have been at the core of ongoing litigation. Bovino and his officers are expected to head to Charlotte, North Carolina, then continue to New Orleans. That's according to two of the officials whose stressed plans are still being finalized. Immigration and Customs Enforcement is expected to continue operations in the Windy City. In a statement, Homeland Security spokesperson said they aren't leaving Chicago and announced results of Operation Midway Blitz there.
Canada lost its measles elimination status this week amid a
In Canada, as of last month, more than 5,000 cases of measles were reported for the year. That's more than twice as many as the previous 25 years combined, and has led to the loss of the country's measles elimination status. Some worry the status in the United States isn't far behind.
We have seen quite the dramatic increase in measles really across the North America.
Dr. Keisha Davis with the American Academy of Family Physicians says measles is a serious respiratory illness characterized by a sore throat, high fever, cough, and a rash on the body. Serious complications in severe cases include pneumonia, brain swelling, even death, and the virus is highly contagious.
9 out of 10 people that are exposed to someone with measles, if they are not vaccinated, 9 out of 10 of them are expected to contract measles. That's quite a high number.
The latest CDC data reports 1,681 confirmed measles cases in the U.S. this year as of November 4th. Of those, 92% were unvaccinated or had an unknown vaccination status.
It's very concerning that we are seeing this illness to be on the rise, especially when we know that there are very simple steps that can be done to prevent it.
Davis says vaccination against measles is the best protection. It's typically given to children between 12 and 15 months of age, with the second dose given at 4 to 6 years old.
We really do encourage folks to get that vaccine.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
The CDC says older children, adolescents, and adults who don't have evidence of measles immunity also need 1 or 2 doses of the vaccine, given at least 28 days apart.
A light show courtesy of Mother Nature could be on display throughout a good portion of the northern U.S. this week. A geomagnetic storm will create spectacular displays of the aurora borealis, or the northern lights. The National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration says the lights could be visible to more of the northern U.S. than typical from tonight into tomorrow night. Forecasters say people in all of Washington state and parts of Oregon and Idaho might be able to experience the lights. Many Great Plains states could also see the aurora, including portions of Indiana. East Coast states, including New York and Pennsylvania, could get a glimpse as well. I think it would be so cool to just look out your window and see the northern lights.
It absolutely would be, and I feel like last time we had one, it was kind of difficult to see, so I'm hoping it's a little bit easier to see this time. But if we have to stand outside in the cold, I don't know how long I'm going to be out there, just because it has been so cold.
Yeah.
Speaking of cold, let's give it to weather for our first look. Let's give it to Evan for our first look at weather.
Yeah, it would be a little bit chilly to be out there tonight to look at the northern lights, though it has warmed up a little bit from 24 hours ago. Right now it's 10 degrees warmer here in Muncie than what it was 24 hours ago. We're seeing those same temperatures kind of spread out across the board. 12 degrees over there in Illinois and Champaign, and then 11 down in Terre Haute, and 13 degrees warmer down in Bloomington, again from where we were 24 hours ago. But what I'm tracking in my full forecast tonight are some cloudy conditions, some chilly mornings, and the return of fall weather. Noah and Cameron, back over to you.
Thanks, Evan. Coming up, many airlines are being pressured to cut flights.
And chain restaurants are struggling to bring in younger people. Stay with us.
Everyone has a ritual, that small thing to keep us focused.
A habit we never skip, to clear our minds and elevate our performance.
But what do you do to keep your head in the game? To drown out the self-doubt and support your mental health. Because being your best isn't just about taking care of your body.
It's about taking care of your mental health. Discover the resources that you need to keep your mind focused and your mental health a priority.
Julie was always a voracious reader. She'd carry 2 novels on an airplane because she'd read one on a 3-4 hour ride. And at some point, I began to notice that she would read a page and couldn't remember what she had just read, and she'd have to go back and read it again.
I don't remember much these days after I read, but less does for me, and I love it.
Whether it's our stories, the warmth of our laugh, or our family's secret sauce, we all bring something different to the table. So make some space. The power of connection is waiting right outside your comfort zone. Learn how you can help strengthen your community at belongingbeginswithus.org/teamup.
The government shutdown may be nearing an end, but that doesn't mean the impact on air travel is ending anytime soon. Until the Senate's funding bill is signed into law, air carriers must incrementally reduce flight capacity at 40 major U.S. airports, up to 10%. The FAA's emergency order calls for airlines to cancel flights 7 days before they are scheduled to fly. Once those flights are canceled and passengers are informed, they can't easily be restored. If the shutdown ends this week and air traffic controllers come back to work, one aviation consultant thinks air travel can be very close to recovered by Thanksgiving. But even when the government reopens, the number of controllers returning up to work might not recover immediately.
Some restaurant chains are going through a lean period, financially speaking. This includes Cava, Chipotle, and Sweetgreen, which have all recently reported a drop in sales from younger customers. They say people between 25 and 35 years old are saving money by cutting back on going to fast casual restaurants. Analysts say these consumers are either packing lunches or going to fast food restaurants, which often have larger discounts. The main economic issues causing this penny pinching are the government shutdown, student loan debts, and unemployment. Experts say these restaurants could rebound once the country gets back into better shape.
McDonald's popular McRib sandwich is back, but there's a catch. It's only available at select locations. According to the McRib Locator website, some markets began selling the sandwich last week. It's unclear how long it will be on the menu. In addition, McDonald's Holiday Pie will return nationwide starting November 14th.
Ford is working on a new design for its dealerships with the focus on more hospitality and less sales pressure. They want it to feel less like a dealership and more like a hotel. The design is called Ford Signature 2.0. The automaker has built a simulation lab in Michigan featuring the new dealership design. The goal is for all of Ford's 9,000 dealerships worldwide to eventually adopt this concept. The project involves new art and furniture as well as training to help dealership staff work within the new environment. The open concept showroom has lounge seating, a center area with food and beverages, and a greeter to welcome customers.
Woody, Buzz, and Jessie are back in action. Disney and Pixar dropped the first teaser trailer for Toy Story 5 today. The teaser reveals a new high-tech toy rival named LilyPad that's about to make the rest of the gang's jobs a bit more complicated. Tom Hanks, Tim Allen, and Joan Cusack return as Woody, Buzz, and Jessie, joined by Tony Hale's Forky and newcomer Conan O'Brien as a toilet-training tech toy called Smarty Pants. Toy Story 5 hits theaters in June 2026.
I'm tracking the return of some fall conditions. Make sure to check out my full forecast after the break.
After his wife passed, my neighbor Larry started drinking a lot. He was in distress and acting out. He had guns around, and I didn't want anything bad to happen. I pressed pause. Our local authorities filed a firearm restraining order to temporarily remove the guns. It gave Larry the time he needed to get help. It wasn't easy, but we got through it together. Learn more at illinois.gov/pause to heal.
Emma, did you hear?
Todd's in the hospital.
Who's Todd? He got a collapsed lung from vaping. He thought it was cool.
Not cool.
Promise you won't vape, Emma. It can lead to a lifelong addiction, and we can't be friends if your lungs collapse.
Bogus.
Wacky sitcom teens aren't the best people to talk to your kid about vaping.
Hey, you got a minute?
You are. Start the conversation with your child about vaping today.
Be right there. Wait. Use the shovel and bucket of water, remember? Drown, stir, drown, feel. Then make sure it's cool.
Where'd you learn that?
SmokeyBear.com. Brushed up on some tips before we left. Don't want to start a wildfire, right?
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Welcome back. It was an absolutely beautiful day here in East Central Indiana, if not a little bit cold, but our Cooper Skycam is giving us a wonderful view of campus here right now. You can actually see a little bit of the sky tonight here. I think that might be the Aurora Borealis in the background, kind of on our screen here with Ball State in the background right now. But our current temperatures here in Muncie right now, it is 36 degrees here in Muncie, 36 in Indianapolis. A little bit warmer down there in the Evansville area, 45 degrees down there right now. While up in the Chicago South Bend area, it's 39 in Chicago right now and 34 in South Bend. It will continue to get a little bit colder here tonight as we move later into this evening. 33 degrees for our low tonight with those cloudy conditions persisting throughout the night. And we're going to see some of those wind gusts actually blow up again. 30-mile-per-hour winds here tonight for those gusts. So definitely make sure you're bundling up as you're going outside here tonight. But into tomorrow morning, those cooler conditions will persist, 36 degrees with those partly cloudy conditions tomorrow morning. At 12 p.m. though, it'll start to heat up rapidly, 50 degrees tomorrow. So we are kind of getting out of that winter weather that we've been seeing here over the last couple of days, and 52 for our high tomorrow with those sunny conditions finally returning here to our area. But with those temperatures, we are going to be taking those with a grain of salt with our forecasted wind chills. So tomorrow morning, I said 36 degrees, but it'll actually be somewhere around 28 with that wind chill. So definitely make sure you're bundling up tomorrow morning. But you can start to take off that coat later in the afternoon, maybe down to a light fleece for our 53 degrees with those forecasted wind chills during the day. Then later at night, again, start to bundle up again as those temperatures go back down to around the 25-degree range. So that cycle will pretty much continue throughout the end of the week. We're seeing those temperatures go back up and back down as the night and evening approaches. But we will be seeing those above average conditions throughout the week here, especially here down in the southern area of the United States, here in the Midwest and the Great Plains area, while most of the western part of the United States will be seeing a lot more of those below average conditions. And we're seeing that with our 5-day temp trend. We're actually going to jump way up to 67 degrees there on Saturday, much higher than our average high for this time of year. 54 degrees there, and then jumping back down to 59 degrees on Saturday. But then with our 7-day forecast, we're seeing, again, those mostly sunny conditions throughout this mid-work week, while then Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, those clouds return with those warmer temperatures, Saturday, again, being that highest day there. So we're seeing those very much higher temperatures this Saturday, when it'll jump back down on Sunday, 59 degrees there, while Monday and Tuesday next work week, it'll continue to drop for those temperatures with a chance of rain, 40% on Tuesday. So I don't know about you guys, but I'm going to absolutely love going back out in just a flannel again and enjoying this fall-like weather yet again.
It has been so cold. I had to bring out my big winter coat this week, and I was honestly upset about it because I feel like we did not have a fall at all. It was like 3 days maybe.
I was just going to say the same thing. I'm excited to get back into warmer weather because I feel like we were having fall, we were getting into it, and then boom, it's winter immediately. I'm really ready for fall. I need the full fall. And I don't want winter.
I know there's a tailgate on Saturday too, so it's nice that it'll be warmer.
Yeah, it'll be a little bit more of that cloudy conditions, but it's still definitely a great forecast for that tailgate on Saturday. I was still trying to kind of consider whether I should wear a coat or put on my hat and gloves again this week, so glad it's coming back up with that weather and temperatures.
Thank you, Evan. There's lots more to get to on NewsLink Indiana. Michael Ball has a preview of sports.
Thanks, Cam and Noah. A soccer great announces his retirement, and a Ball State player is honored with Player of the Week. All this and more next in sports.
Everyone has a ritual, that small thing we do to keep us focused.
But what do you do to keep your head in the game?
To drown out the self-doubt and support your mental health.
Because being your best isn't just about taking care of your body.
It's about taking care of your mind and mental health.
Find the resources you need to keep your mental health a priority.
Love your mind.
Here's the deal. We gotta set ourselves up. See, retirement is the long game. We can't play about our future or our finances. Make moves, set up goals. Don't worry about a setback. Just save up, stack up to reach them. Let's put ourselves in the right position. Free game to greater things. This is pre-retirement.
I don't know why you're so sad. You've got a roof over your head.
You gotta stop with that depression stuff.
You all right?
It just feels like it's coming from everywhere.
Do you want to talk about it?
You can talk to me if you're feeling sad.
Whenever you need to talk, I'm here, okay?
I don't think that many kids in my son's school even do it.
He makes fun of his friend who vapes.
He would never try it.
She's into soccer.
She's on the honor roll.
She's just not the type.
No way.
No way.
No way.
No way, my kid would never vape.
Get your head out of the cloud. Today, nearly 8,000 kids will start vaping. Maybe even yours. Learn about the dangers at talkaboutvaping.org.
Welcome back to NewsLink Indiana. I'm Michael Ball with sports. Massive news out of the soccer world as Cristiano Ronaldo announced that the 2026 World Cup will most likely be his last. Speaking to CNN, the Portuguese superstar said that he will retire from the sport, quote, really soon, and next year's World Cup will be his final ride. Throughout his illustrious career, Ronaldo has scored over 140 goals for his nation, which stands as a record for any player in international soccer. While now, as he nears 41 years old, he feels it's time to hang up the boots.
This World Cup to be your last, do you?
Definitely yes, because I will be 41 years old, and I think will be the moment, and in a big competition, I give everything for football.
Is on the verge of qualification for the 2026 World Cup, which kicks off in June in the U.S., Mexico, and Canada. Jumping into the pool, Ball State men's swim is off to a great start, and underclassmen is giving the team big contributions early. Xavier Harris dives into the story.
Ball State men's swim and dive took part in a meet this past Saturday versus Bellarmine University and dominated in a 152-53 performance to push their record to 2-0 early on. Freshman George Patterson has been making a splash early on in his collegiate career, securing match wins in every match he has swam in thus far, including a match win in the 200-meter individual medley with the leading time of 1 minute and 54 seconds. While only being a freshman, new experiences can be hard to navigate, but joining a welcoming and hardworking culture makes that transition that much easier.
I'm just surrounded by a lot of people who love to be here, coaches, swimmers alike. Everyone works so hard and pushes you every day in practice and at meets and stuff.
Since it is still early in the season, laying out the groundwork is pivotal for success. And being around other individuals that have the same common goal not only helps with the individual accolades, but also helps the team translate success into wins.
Being surrounded by people who are motivated like me, we're all really wanting to be here, and I just say focusing on my goals and the goals I've set for myself and this team has helped me a lot with that. I want to stay undefeated through dual meets as long as we can, and I want to keep a just high team morale throughout the year.
As far as how the team feels about George, his tough and hard-nosed approach in practice helps him excel in meets.
From day one, he's just one of the most competitive kids in practice. The guy will jump over lanes to line up next to somebody that he wants to race. And he does it every day in the pool, and so when you see him do it in a meet, it's no shock.
In Muncie, Xavier Harris, NewsLink, Indiana.
Passing it over to the hardwood, one Ball State women's basketball player earned MAC Player of the Week honors. Bree Salabine has helped lead the Cardinals to a 2-0 start, earning her the first weekly honor of the season. The senior transfer from Gonzaga averaged a double-double in the team's first 2 games of the season. Salabine had a career-high 20 points and 12 rebounds in the Cardinals' win against IU-Indy on Saturday. In the season opener, Salabine had 8 points and 12 boards against Arkansas State. The transfer is currently ranked 21st in the nation in rebounding average with 12 per game. The Cardinals play their home opener tomorrow night at 6:30 against Northern Kentucky. Keeping things on the court, the Dallas Mavericks have fired general manager Nico Harrison. His dismissal comes 9 months after Harrison traded the Mavericks star player Luka Doncic for the first overall pick in the 2025 NBA Draft. Mavericks owner Patrick Dumont addressed Harrison's firing in a letter to fans, saying it was his responsibility to act when the team results did not meet expectations. Dallas has obtained a 3-8 record so far this season, putting the team second in the Western Conference. The Dallas Mavericks will appoint Michael Finley and Matt Riccardi as co-interim general managers while they search for a permanent replacement. I think it's impressive how Bree is already starting to make her presence known on the court for the Cards.
Yeah.
I agree. I think that she's already done amazing things for Ball State, especially being a transfer student coming in and just showing off the skills she has is really impressive too.
Agreed.
Yeah, I think it's so fun to watch basketball. I feel like there's so much activity going on, and you just never get bored of it.
Right, and especially for the women's team coming off the March Madness run last year, it's going to be fun to see what they can do this year.
Yeah, absolutely. Are you guys going to the football game on Saturday?
I'm planning on it. I'm at least planning on going to tailgate.
I am. I'm hoping we can pull out a win. I was going to say with the basketball and the swimming, I feel like Ball State student athletes have got what it takes.
Yeah, thank you, Michael. Coming up, Stephanie Weaver has your campus coverage.
And we have one final look at your weather. Stay with us.
My son, Ricky, took his life by the use of a firearm. It broke me in ways that I never knew that I could be broken. And I contemplated suicide. I still own my firearm. I keep it in a safe because I want to keep my grandson and myself safe. Store your gun securely. locked, unloaded, and away from ammo.
Mom was always organized, but she started forgetting to pay her bills on time.
And she'd buy the same gifts over and over.
Telling the girls about my Alzheimer's diagnosis was really hard.
At first we had our cries, but then we were like, okay, let's make a plan.
Early detection gave us time to adapt together.
It's so important for you to think about what you can do and making the most of what you have.
If you or your family are noticing changes, it could be Alzheimer's. Talk about seeing a doctor together.
How do you know when you've made the right decision? It's the feeling you get in your gut. The one that tells you what's right or wrong. It's the one that says, sure, I can have a drink. Or the feeling that says, okay, I've been drinking. Now what? It's the voice inside you that says, I'm buzzed. Better leave the car when it's time to go. Plan ahead. Catch a sober ride. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome back. My name is Stephanie Weaver, and this is your campus coverage. Hidden gems are everywhere on campus. Even the people themselves may have stories to tell. The print sale is a popular event for artists to share their creations with others. Someone might have gotten artwork from the next Bob Ross and not even know it. Each poster, sticker, drawing, they all tell the story of the artist who created them.
If you don't put yourself into the work, what's the work even for? It feels lifeless if you don't put yourself into it.
Whether it's a well-known character or a brand new idea, artists are making their mark through colors, lines, and layers in their work. Each piece reflects emotions through different design choices.
I think everyone should put their own personal journey out there because art is basically a diary you put to the world.
Events such as the print sale allow for artists to be recognized and share their work with the community. Multiple copies of some works are created and sold, while others share only one copy of their individual pieces to be distributed. Proceeds go back to the artist, which then allow them to access more tools to create what they love. Every artist has a story. What's yours? There's only 2 more days left of the print sale, with the last day being Thursday of this week. You can find it on the first floor of the Arts and Journalism building on campus. Now, I saw that artwork, and I could not even come close with my drawing skills.
Yeah, I feel like artists really put all their emotion and passion into art that it's just amazing to see what they can do.
And it really is so inspiring just to see how many artists were there and how many people were like selling their product, everything like that. But I know since it was getting a little like chillier out, some people were still like getting out of that slump and finding things that were inspiring them still, and we're putting that inspiration back out into other students and showing them like it's still okay.
I know, when I was walking to class today, I was like, it's freezing out, it's cold.
Yeah, I feel like art is a good way to avoid that like seasonal depression, like having a passion, just something that you care about. But thank you so much, Stephanie. Speaking of cold, it's supposed to get warmer, so let's hear from Evan for our final look at weather.
Yeah, that's right, Cameron. It is going to get a little bit warmer here towards the end of the week and even into the weekend. Wednesday, we're looking at 52 degrees for our high with those mostly sunny conditions. And it will remain those mostly sunny conditions through Thursday, with cloud cover coming back in Friday and Saturday and mostly over the weekend. We are seeing Saturday, it will be the warmest that it's going to get here for the end of the week. 67 degrees there, while it'll start moving back down for those temperatures, back down into those low 50s and high 40s, with Tuesday there even being a chance of rain, a 40% chance of precipitation there. So it is going to be warm still, and I'm grateful that I can finally, again, get back out of my winter coat.
Yeah, hopefully it stays warm and doesn't get super cold until like Christmas time.
I agree. I could be totally fine with no snow all the way up until Christmas. I just feel like it's too early to have a coat on. I'm not ready for it yet. I'm just not.
I want to bring out my sweaters again and not have to wear like super big, bulky coats because they're not comfortable.
But to be fair, I did think that the snow this week was quite beautiful though, so it was.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Evan. That's all for NewsLink Indiana. Be sure to tune in tomorrow night at 9, streaming live on the NewsLink Indiana Facebook page, YouTube channel, and WCRD 91.3.
And for news anytime, anywhere, just go to cardinalmediabsu.com. Have a great night and stay safe.